What if your laughter, your dreams, your very breath had to hide behind a wall? What if your world shrank into a few rooms and your only friend was the paper you wrote on? Would you still write? Would you still hope? Good morning, everyone. We all have secrets, don't we? Maybe it's about a fight with your best friend or even a dream too wild to say out loud. Now imagine those tiny thoughts become the most powerful voice of an entire generation. So I, Arunendra Singh Baghel, an active student and a bookaholic individual, is going to present a book review on an heart-touching autobiography written by Anne Frank herself, named The Diary of a Young Girl. Anne was just 13 when she started writing her diary. Not a philosopher, not a politician, just a teenager. But her pen transformed into something extraordinary. Every page of the diary feels like a fragile candle burning in a storm called war. She didn't write for fame. She wrote to survive. She wrote because words were the only freedom she had left. Her words are not mere scribbles, they're echoes of hope, defiance, and aching honesty. One moment she's witty, mischievous, and even sarcastic. The next, she's dissecting human nature with the sharpness of a philosopher twice her age. And here's the mystery. How could someone so young could grasp onto the world with such profound clarity? She writes while hiding, yet her spirit roams free. She laughs, she dreams of love, she quarrels, and most importantly, she questions injustice. And through her, we not only meet Anne Frank, we meet ourselves. Now imagine that tiny secret annex. 8 people, no sunlight for months. Every creak, every step outside could mean the discovery by the Gestapos. And yet, in that silence, and dare to dream, and dare to hope for peace, and dare to believe in goodness. A line from the book that still revolves around my mind is: in spite of everything, I still believe that people are really good at heart. Can you imagine a girl surrounded by hatred still choosing faith over fear? That's not weakness, that's strength beyond comprehension. But we must confront to the horrifying truth of what followed. The betrayal, the arrest, the brutal descent into the abyss of the camps. We must bear the witness to the dehumanization process. Inside those camps, agony was not a moment, it was existence itself. Fathers were bludgeoned until their bones cracked, mothers with screams that tore through the night, and families were reduced to ashes beneath skies stained with smoke. People stood in line, trembling, waiting for a fate that arrived not with mercy, but with whips, gunshot, and the hiss of poison gas. This book, my friends, is not just ink and paper. It is emotion carved into history. It carries fear, the fear of being found. It carries hope, the kind that refuses to die. It carries laughter, the fragile kind that blooms in the darkness. And above all, it carries love. Love for life, love for humanity, and love for truth. And study teaches us that courage isn't loud, it's quiet. It is the decision to wake up every day and still believe in something better. It teaches us gratitude for the sky, for the freedom, and for the chance to simply live. After I read this book, I became more grateful for the freedom and safety I often took for granted. I started valuing small joys like sunlight, laughter, and time with family because Anne teaches us that even they can disappear in a moment. So, my friends, judges, and fellow dreamers, don't just read Anne Frank, experience her and carry her voice with you because even in the silence, Anne still speaks. Thank you.